You check your bank account on a random Tuesday night. Payday just hit. You feel okay. Not rich, not broke, just existing. Then you open your credit card app, and there it is, a balance that's been sitting there so long it feels normal now. Maybe it's $1,000, maybe it's $1,500. Maybe it started as an emergency or a vacation or just life. And you tell yourself, it's not that bad, I'll deal with it later. Here's the uncomfortable truth. That $1,000 isn't just sitting there quietly. It's actively stealing from your future. Not $1,000, more like $10,000. And most people never realize it until it's too late.
My name is Jay, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, investing, and why smart people keep making the same financial mistakes over and over again. If you're someone who feels like you're working hard, making decent money, but somehow still falling behind or not building wealth the way you expected, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're talking about one of the most misunderstood traps in personal finance: small debt with massive long-term consequences.
Here's the thing. Most people don't realize. Most people think debt is dangerous because of the interest you pay. And yeah, interest is bad, but that's not the real problem. The real problem is opportunity cost. And opportunity cost is sneaky. It doesn't send you a bill. It doesn't show up as a transaction. It just quietly drains your future. Let me explain.
Let's say you have $1,000 in credit card debt. Average credit card interest in the U.S. right now? About 20 to 24% APR, according to the Federal Reserve. So if you carry that balance and just make minimum payments, you'll pay roughly $200 to $250 a year in interest. Most people stop the math right there and go, okay, yeah, that sucks, but it's manageable. But look, that's beginner-level math. Here's where it gets interesting.
What if that $1,000 didn't go to debt? What if instead of carrying that balance, you paid it off immediately and then invested that same $1,000? Historically, the U.S. stock market has returned about 10% annually over long periods. That's straight from S&P 500 historical data. Now let's run the numbers. $1,000 invested at 10% for 10 years, about $2,600. 20 years, about $6,700. 30 years, about $17,400. Let that sink in. That original $1,000 didn't just cost you interest, it cost you decades of compound growth, and that's assuming you never add another dollar. Now, layer in reality, because real life isn't that clean. Most people don't just carry $1,000 once. They carry it month after month, year after year, while adding new charges, while delaying investing, while telling themselves they'll start later. So now it's not just $1,000 missing from your investments. It's missed employer 401k matches, delayed Roth IRA contributions, less margin in emergencies, more financial stress, more bad decisions under pressure. Debt doesn't just take money, it takes options.
This is where psychology kicks in. Look, humans are terrible at long-term thinking. Behavioral economists call this present bias. We heavily overweight today's comfort and massively underestimate tomorrow's consequences. That's why a $5 coffee feels harmless, a $1,000 balance feels small, a 20% interest rate feels abstract. But compound interest, that works against you just as powerfully as it works for you. And here's the brutal part. Compound interest doesn't care if you understand it. It runs anyway.
The treadmill effect. Here's an analogy. Carrying debt while trying to build wealth is like running on a treadmill while someone keeps increasing the speed and you're carrying a backpack full of bricks. You can move, you can sweat, you can work harder, but you're not actually going anywhere. And eventually, you get tired. That's why so many people say, I make more money than I used to,
but I don't feel ahead. Because they're not. Debt eats the progress before it ever compounds.
Now, you might be thinking, Jay, okay, but I need my credit card. Jay, inflation is high. Jay, $1,000 isn't that serious. I get it. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If $1,000 doesn't matter, then $10,000 won't either, and neither will $100,000. Wealth isn't built by big, dramatic moments. It's built by small decisions repeated consistently. Debt works the same way, just in reverse. The hidden cost nobody talks about. Let's talk about something that doesn't show up on spreadsheets: mental bandwidth. According to research from Princeton University, financial stress reduces cognitive performance, literally making it harder to think clearly. Debt accumulates anxiety, encourages short-term decisions, leads to avoidance. It makes people procrastinate, which means you invest later, you save less, you miss opportunities, and you accept worse financial terms. Debt doesn't just cost money, it costs clarity. This is where it gets really interesting. Even people who know all of this still struggle. Why? Because debt feels normal. Society normalized it. Car payments normalized it. Student loans normalized it. Buy now, pay later normalized it. So people stopped asking, is this helping my future? And start asking, can I afford the payment? That question alone keeps millions of people broke. Let's flip the script. Imagine this instead. You eliminate that $1,000 balance. Now, your monthly cash flow increases, your stress decreases, your investing starts earlier, your confidence improves. And then you take the payment you used to send to debt, let's say $75 a month, and invest it instead. At 10% growth, $75 a month for 20 years equals over $57,000. That's not hustle, that's math. Step number 1. Kill high-interest debt first. Here's the rule I live by. Anything over 7 to 8% interest is an emergency. Credit cards? That's a fire. You don't manage fires, you put them out. Pause investing temporarily if you must, but only to eliminate high-interest debt aggressively. Step number 2. Automate the win. Once the debt is gone, automate Roth IRA contributions, 401k contributions, brokerage investments. Automation removes emotion. Emotion is expensive. Actionable step number 3, redefine small expenses. Stop calling $1,000 small. It's not small when it compounds. It's not small when it delays momentum. It's not small when it becomes a habit. Step number 3, redefine small expenses. Stop calling $1,000 small. It's not small when it compounds. It's not small when it delays momentum. It's not small when it becomes a habit. A quick story. I've talked to people making 6 figures who feel broke, and I've talked to people making half that who feel in control. The difference wasn't income, it was leverage. Debt gives the system leverage over you. Investments give you leverage over time. Pick your side. The big takeaway. $1,000 in debt isn't dangerous because it exists. It's dangerous because of what it delays, what it distracts from, and what it prevents from compounding. Your future self is either quietly thanking you or quietly paying the price. Look, nobody is perfect with money, but awareness changes trajectories. If this video made you rethink how small debt really is, hit the thumbs up so more people see it. Subscribe if you want practical, honest conversations about money without the fake guru nonsense. And ask yourself tonight, honestly, is my money working for my future, or am I working to maintain my past decisions? Because once you see the math, you can't unsee it. And that's where real change starts.